Some days I don't need noise, just a warm drink, a quiet corner, and the company of a good book. In these pages, I pause. In these words, I breathe. There's no rush here, only stillness. A place to think, a place to write, a place to let my mind wander, my heart settle. This isn't just a reading habit, it's a ritual. Sacred and slow, a love letter to the quiet. Welcome to the reading room.
Welcome to the reading room, a place where we read, write, let out our creative side, and calm down. Today I'm going to showcase my bookshelf that I put up last night, and I'm going to be going through all of the books I have. So, without further ado, let's dive in. This shelf didn't always look like this. I wanted to create a space where it felt calm and inviting. I've always struggled with reading and getting into the groove of things, so to speak. So starting at the top, we have a bunch of little bitty bookmarks. I ordered like a bunch of aesthetic bookmarks on Amazon a long time ago, and trying to get back in the groove of things. Like I said, we're trying to get to where we're using them more. I have my jewelry box, I have my Bible and journal, of course. Moving on to this shelf, I don't have much. I have a few like dictionaries, flashcard boxes. Down here we have all of my books, a bunch of different genres like murder, mystery, thriller. I have one romance book, I think. Faith-based, nonfiction, self-help, stuff like that. Then the last shelf down here is just like journals, notebooks, coloring books, my psychology book. Let's go book by book, shall we? So for reference, I have not really read any of these books. Like, I read one of these books. That was it. All the others I got from school because an instructor was giving some away. Thank you, love you. And I got from Barnes & Noble in a trip. Books A Million. And then everything else is just kind of thrift stores, books I had to begin with. There are some like more nostalgic books here that I got just in case I wanted to like feel young again, even though I'm like 20. I'm gonna start with The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I got this at Savers. It sounds like it would be about like a body that's found on a train, but from what I just read, I think it's more about like they're like stuck on a train and they're trying to find someone. I don't know. Next I have Ruth Rendell, The Vault. This I got because it was very captivating to me. Now for me specifically, my books that I read and even write have to like capture me within the first like 2 seconds of reading it. It's about like some house that this dude gets and there's a vault by it, like full of bodies. I'm not really gonna have a whole lot to say about these books just because I haven't read them, but hopefully we will go through that together. As Red as Blood. So this is basically about a girl who has assassins after her. If you can like catch a theme to the kind of books I read, I'm sorry. And yes, I'm in therapy. The Party by Natasha Preston. I read The Cellar by her and loved it, so I was like, you know what, why not? This is basically about a party and people slowly start being killed, and it's kind of like, I think of it sort of like the Scream movies, kind of like you have to find the killer before you die. Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. This has been all over TikTok, and I'm sure you probably know exactly what it's about. I thought it was going to be more like murder mystery. It might. I read like the first few pages, I think, and stopped reading it. Missing Pieces. Basically, this dude's mom was killed and found in a cellar. Then years later, him and his wife or fiance are forced to return home, and the wife or fiance starts digging into things. And I got 2 of the Hardy Boys books at my local thrift store about a year ago. And I got these just because I wanted a nostalgic feel. I wanted an easy read. If I wanted to, if I was in a reading slump, I could easily get out of it. I have the Haunting Adeline books. I got a few chapters into the first book and life happened. I just kind of fell out of the groove of things, like I said. So yeah. Check and mate. From what I've gathered whenever I got the book, like I said, I haven't read any of these books. I'm just going based off the back and the cover art. He loses to her in a game of chess. Wow. Inheritance. I got this book because I wanted an historical fiction, like kind of fantasy. I don't think I got any fantasy books because I can't do fantasy. I can't. I don't know what it is about me, but I can't do it. To Kill a Mockingbird. I got this because I wanted yet again another nostalgic read. I read this for the first time in 8th grade, and well, I still have scenes from it that play in my head. So when I saw this at my thrift store for like $2, of course I had to get it. We Were Liars. I got this, I think at the same thrift store. I got it because I thought it was going to be like a murder mystery. It's just a fiction book. And I'm kind of annoyed about that. I'm not going to lie. The Art of Curing the Father by Dr. Luke Holter. I have met him. This basically just goes into detail about the prophetic and how to interpret dreams, and we'll hear the Father. I use this a lot whenever I am interpreting a dream. Directional Living. I started reading this book, guidance, and then I actually started taking it to work with me whenever I, worked. Jesus Over Religion. This is the one book I did read, and I read it because I was going through a really hard time personally, and I was basically being religious to myself. I read this whole book in I think 3 days, just because, no, 2 days. 2 or 3 days. I can do a whole faithful reflections video on this if you want. I would love to, actually. I think I'm gonna plan that. When Light and Darkness Collide. This is a faith-based book, and it goes into philosophy and all that stuff. My dad was gonna read it, but then he changed his mind, so. The Power of Now. No, it was this book that my dad was gonna read. This isn't another faith-based book, but I got it because I thought it was gonna help me get over procrastination. It didn't. Well, I don't know that because I haven't read it. I really need to set up a TBR for this month. I'm not even joking. But the month's almost over, so How to Talk to Anyone. I got this because a YouTuber I watch, Tam Core, development and self-help YouTuber, she read this book in a video and she said it really helped her, and I was like, you know what? I have anxiety and I wonder if this will actually help. So, don't believe everything you think. This book was not at all what I thought it would be. I thought it would be more of how to stop overthinking, but it didn't. It literally just went into detail and was you have a thought, let that be it. It's okay, but how? How do I let that thought be it? How do I stop overthinking? These next few books are all nostalgia-based books. Ida B. Ida B I got because I tried reading it 7 times whenever I was younger, and I always failed. Nancy Drew, obvious reasons. Every good murder mystery fan started with Nancy Drew. Mystery in the Pirate Oak. Never read that book, but yet again, childhood, wanted to relive it. Judy Moody, classic, can't go wrong with her. And Old Yeller. I'm sorry for everyone in advance. Silent, this is actually, I think, part of the series. I don't have them together. All Around the Town by Mary Higgins Clark. I absolutely love her as an author. I can't go wrong with her ever. Heads I Win, Tails You Die. I saw this and grabbed it immediately. I didn't read the back of it. I just grabbed it. Criminal Minds 214. You know what I'm saying? That episode. Murder in the Abstract. I had to get this one. I'm sorry. Brenda Novak, Cold Feet. I had her book The Perfect Murder, and it was not indeed The Perfect Murder. I figured it out by page 2, and then I was so annoyed because I was like, I still have like 500 pages to go, and I already know exactly what happened. So that was pretty boring. Brendan Novak, Taking the Heat. Yet again, another murder mystery. Have no clue what it's about, but I'm willing to give Brendan Novak another shot. The Running Girl, Silent Witness. This is another one of those books that I said might be in a series, as well as Dying Art. I feel like that might be in the series too. I'm not too sure. Brendan Novak, Enclosed. I need to have all my Brendan Novak books together. I need to arrange some as well. Mary Higgins Clark, The Lost Years. I don't have an outro for this. Well, that is a wrap on today's episode. I'll have an outro next time, I promise. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. You won't miss another episode of The Reading Room. And yeah, see you next time.